Welcome to Dreamy Tales, your bedtime haven. Prepare to embark on a journey of tranquility and relaxation. I'm here to weave enchanting stories that will gently guide you into a restful night's sleep. Subscribe and let the soothing whispers of Dreamy Tales be your nightly companion. Pearls of Courage and Friendship. Chapter 1. A Heart for Adventure. Deep beneath the rolling waves lived Winnie the whale, happily surrounded by the warm coral reefs that had always been her home. While her fellow whales enjoyed lingering in familiar coves and pools, swishing their tails lazily as white sand drifted down from above, Winnie felt a restless spirit stirring within. Each morning, she would gaze out across the shimmering ocean vistas that stretched endlessly beyond the reef, wondering what marvels might lie beyond the next rise and fall of the seafloor. Golden sunrays danced upon delicate fans and plumes of soft coral as schools of colorful fish darted between branches. But for Winnie, it wasn't enough. She longed to explore where none had ventured before, to discover hidden treasures lying in wait. One sunny afternoon, as Winnie swam past fluttering anemones and waving kelp forests, something in the distance caught her eye. Glistening just beneath a rocky overhang was a perfect orb, pearly and iridescent. Curious, she flicked her tail and glided over for a closer look. Nestled amongst the stones was the most beautiful pearl Winnie had ever seen, its luminous surface winking in the light. Mesmerized, she gently scooped it up, rolling the smooth sphere between her flippers. An idea began to form. What other marvels might the vast ocean hold, waiting to be uncovered? From that moment on, Winnie was filled with determination. She would embark on a grand adventure, seeking out the hidden wonders scattered across the seafloor. But first, she needed companions for such an epic journey. That evening, Winnie and her pod of playful dolphin friends played tag among the swaying kelp forests as usual. But this time, Winnie had a proposition. "Friends, I've decided to explore new places beyond our reef," she announced, proudly displaying her pearl. "Will you come with me and help discover what mysteries lie out there in the big blue?" The dolphins squeaked and squealed with excitement, always up for fun and games. From that day on, Winnie's quest for treasure had begun. Chapter 2. New Discoveries Under the Sea. As the morning sun rose high above the waves, Winnie and her new companions were already several miles from home. They twirled and looped through the water, spotting majestic sea turtles browsing along the seafloor below. Seagrasses swayed gently like trembling palms as schools of angelfish flickered past in colorful frenzy. Weaving between tall stands of coral, Winnie led her friends towards a towering rock formation up ahead. Lacy fans of purple and green festooned the craggy cliffs, while brilliant anemones glowed like strange flowers. As they drew nearer, movement caught Winnie's eye. A wavering silver blur zipped between crevices. "Did you see that?" she exclaimed, doubling back for a better look. Nestled in a shallow tide pool sat the tiniest octopus Winnie had ever seen. Its bulbous head barely bigger than a sand dollar, the creature clutched a spiral shell and peered around with curious eyes. "Ah, what a precious little thing. I think it's lost from its family," cooed Winnie. The dolphins swam excited streams of bubbles at the baby, trying to coax it from the shadows. All at once, a hulking shadow fell across the rocks. A monstrous jellyfish drifted ominously into view, its bell pulsating as long arms dragged behind. The octopus squeaked in fear and scrambled to hide, but a flashing tentacle reached down and snatched up the poor creature. "No, we have to save it," cried Winnie, hurriedly convening with the dolphins. They split up to flank the jelly from both sides. On the count of 3, the pod launched their diversionary attack. Dolphins zoomed past in a blur, nipping playfully at trailing tentacles to draw its fury. In the confusion, Winnie zoomed in and scooped up the octopus, curling her body protectively around its quivering form. The great jelly spun towards new tormentors, while Winnie sped safely away, little passenger in tow. "You're safe now, little one. Let's get you home." And so their adventure continued, joined by a new 8-armed friend. Chapter 3: Facing Stormy Waters. The morning waters had grown choppy as Winnie and her companions continued their journey. Dark storm clouds loomed on the horizon, churning the surface above into frothing peaks. Deep below, powerful currents pulsed through canyons and trenches, tugging at grassy plains like invisible fingers. Winnie led the way with care, always attentive for signs of changing tides. But as they explored a verdant field of kelp near towering cliffs, the water suddenly shuddered. "Look out!" cried a dolphin, just as a fierce undercurrent swelled from the depths. Like a wild beast, it surged forth, grasping fronds of algae in its grip as the seafloor heaved. Caught in the swirling chaos, Winnie spun blindly amid waving strands of kelp. Which way was up? Down? Her gentle friends were scattered, flashing in and out of view beyond the thrashing vegetation. The baby octopus clung fast to her skin, sucker feet buried in fear. She had to get control before they were dashed against the cliffs. Remembering her mother's wisdom, Winnie took a deep breath to still her pounding heart. With slow sweeps of her tail, she stabilized her trajectory and located the telltale downward pull of the current. Inch by inch, she gained ground, passing trembling crabs huddled in crevices for shelter. There, a break in the kelp whipping past. She shot through and burst into open water, gasping in the safety of gentle swells once more. A quick roll through a somersault revealed her comrades. They had endured, although a little shaken and battered. With renewed courage, Winnie herded the group as one, using their combined strengths to weather the writhing current. Slowly but surely, in tight formation, they emerged together onto calmer plains. The storm still grumbled, but for now, the wild river's rage had passed. They were safe, and together, now where next on this grand adventure? Chapter 4: A Hidden Treasure. The group continued their quest, enthralled by colorful gardens and curious creatures at every turn. But Winnie felt a pull towards something greater. She was certain hidden treasures lay close. "My friends, I believe an extraordinary discovery awaits." Weaving between towering rock spires, Winnie spotted a murky fissure in the seafloor. As they drew near, the water within shone with an eerie glow. "Do you see that phosphorescence?" gasped the dolphins. Inside, glowing plankton illuminated mysterious stone formations and ghostly plants. Winnie peered into the crevasse. This must lead to an ancient underwater cave. Who would like to join me in exploring? The plucky octopus readily accepted, settling on her head. They swam through bending tunnels ablaze with twinkling life. Rounding a corner, Winnie halted. Before them gaped a vast cathedral, its vaulted ceiling lost in emerald shadows above. Heliotropic fans and purple corals encrusted walls that sparkled as if speckled with stars. But something caught the octopus's eye. It launched towards a rocky shelf, playfully tugging at Winnie's fin to follow. "What is it, little friend?" Between boulders glinted discs of blue, red, and gold, glittering coins and gemstones, remnants of sunken galleons. Winnie gasped. Suddenly, the octopus turned mischievous, snatching a ruby between its tentacles. "No, that's not a toy." But it shot away, drawing Winnie into chase. Weaving between columns, they darted in the glow. At last, the octopus grasped Winnie's fin, offering the jewel in apology. She smiled. "Thank you for sharing this wondrous place with me." Chapter 5. Journeys Never End. Winnie knew her exploration could not last forever. As the ghostly glow of bioluminescent life faded with the setting sun, she gathered her treasures close. Turning to her friends, she spoke softly. "My pod awaits me once more. Though this cave holds riches beyond measure, greater wonders still call me to explore the deep." The dolphins squeaked their understanding, nuzzling Winnie fondly. Her 8-legged companion clung to her forehead, reluctant to part. "Fear not, little one. Where the ocean's currents carry me, our bond shall ever flow." With a gentle nudge, Winnie released the octopus to dart and play amongst the columns, waving goodbye. Kelp forests and coral plains soon faded into memory as Winnie swam the familiar road home. Her heart grew light, recalling fantastical sea dragons glimpsed in chasms, moon jellies floating like drifting dreams above abyssal plains. Treasures of shimmering shells and polished agates clinked softly in her grasp, as dear to her as the friends who shared each discovery. At last, the familiar reefs appeared, silhouetted against the night. Silent sentinels greeted Winnie with the rhythms of bioluminescent pulses. As she entered the cove where she was born, her family swirled around with squeaks of joy. Settling in for sleep as the moon rose high, Winnie told tales of her journey until rest overtook her weary bones. Now each morning she awakens, not with restlessness, but purpose. For though home will always pull at her heartstrings, the vast ocean calls her spirit to forever seek truth and beauty wherever it may lie. And so, Winnie's quest continues, as endless and eternal as the deep blue sea itself. The end. As the stars twinkle above, it's time for dreamy tales to bid you good night. May the soothing echoes of our stories linger in your dreams, offering you a serene escape. Until we meet again under the moonlit sky, sleep tight and sweet dreams.